Hey guys, what's up? So here we are, we're back again with another combat achievement guide, and this time we're going to do Defense Doesn't Matter in the regular gauntlet. And the whole point of this combat achievement is that we just have to beat the gauntlet one time, and we can't make any armor. But we can make weapons, so we're going to make those tier 3, level 3 weapons, and that's nice. That'll speed things up a lot. But yeah, this is going to get us 5 more points toward our Master Defender Hilt, and this is going to be part of the Earn Your Master Defender Hilt Combat Achievement series, where we earn enough combat achievement points to finally get our Master Defender Hilt, along with all the other rewards that come along with it. So if you've been hanging around the channel for a while and you've been having fun, or these guides have been helping you, throw me that like, throw me that sub, and let's go jump into the gauntlet and get the Defense Doesn't Matter combat achievement. So, as I was kind of saying, the point of this combat achievement is that we can't make any armor. So we don't need to worry about gathering the resources like the wood or the stone or those poof ball things. We can just focus on getting as much fish as possible, filling our entire inventory with fish, and getting those potions made. And when you make the potions, they actually start off as 3 dose, but you can combine them into 4 dose. So it might be nice to just make 3 potions and then combine them into a couple 4 dose potions. And those excess doses that we have, we can just get our prayer back, whatever prayer we used during the gathering phase of the gauntlet. And then we'll be fully stocked and fully prepared to take on the boss, right? But right now, we're going to take down one of those unicorns because it'll give us a weapon frame. And since we didn't find one of the demi-bosses in that first room right there, this way, at least when we do find a demi-boss, we'll have a weapon ready to go and we can take him down faster rather than just hitting him with our little scepter. So we're going to hopefully find one of the demi-bosses, but in the process of looking for one of them, we're just going to be getting as many fish as possible and at least 2 or 3 herbs. And you can see I'm kind of hovering over my axe and my pickaxe right now. We can just drop those. We're not going to need them. We're not going to need them for the whole run. And you can see that we found the bear demi-boss. So that means that we are probably going to end up making a melee weapon. For beginners, I personally think that range and mage are the better 2 weapons. But we can just take the bear weapon and we can do melee and it'll be all good. So since we know we have a bear coming up, we'll make the halberd the melee weapon, and then we'll go take down that bear, and that will give us our first perfect weapon. And since we're not going to be wasting time making armor for this, we should make 2 perfect weapons, and that's going to give us the best DPS possible against the boss, right? So you don't need to really be flicking your prayer, especially if you're planning on getting well, I should say 2 4 dose potions, because that's going to be more than enough. So whatever prayer we do end up using during the gathering phase, we can just get it all right back right away. But yeah, let's go make that weapon right now. Let's go finish up our first perfect weapon, and then we will go hunting for the next demi-boss, which is, it's going to be either a ranger or a major will be our next weapon. So at this point, we can get our first perfect weapon, and we can probably even do a little cooking, clear up our inventory a little bit, and then realize, like, what more do we need? How many more fish can we get? How many more potions do we need to make? And it'll open up some of the clutter in our inventory once we clear some of this out. So let's start making some of those potions, right? We have enough space to make 2 potions. And if you actually didn't know, you can fill up your vials at the pools. You don't necessarily have to fill them up in the starter room. You can fill them up at those pools. And here we go. We have our first 2 potions, and we can make a third to combine them into a couple 4 doses. And here we go. We have our ranger, so we'll take him down. And it looks like we're going to end up taking down the boss with the melee weapon and the ranged weapon, which should be fine. Like I said, the melee weapon's a little harder to get used to when you're first learning the gauntlet, but it does open up some cool techniques such as Wook's walking on the boss if you have that melee weapon. But we're not going to worry about that for now. We're not going to worry about that in this guide. We are just going to focus on making as many fish and fully perfected weapons as possible. So let's finish up that perfected bow really quick. And now we can go and make that, we'll go and make our final potion, and we'll finish up getting fish in our inventory. And we should be fully prepared at that point to take down the boss. So there we go. That's going to be our third herb and the last one that we need. So we'll get the little crystal shards ready to go so that we can craft our potion when we go back to the starter room. And it looks like we have a pretty full inventory. We could probably catch a couple more fish if we want, if we're worried about it. But quite honestly, if we play well against the boss, we're not going to need an absolutely full inventory of fish. But we can go get a couple more just to be safe. And you can see right there, we have our 4-dose potions. And our prayer and HP are completely maxed out. So we're at a really good point right now where we could take down the boss. But we can go get a couple more fish just to be careful, just to be safe. So that we know that we're going into the boss completely stocked up. And it shouldn't really be a problem. But at this point, we can start rearranging our inventory and dropping all those excess items. Get all of our fish up toward the top and finish our cooking phase. And we are ready to go take down the boss, and all we really need to do during this fight is pretty much play well, especially in just the regular gauntlet. We should have more than enough supplies. He only has 600 health. And while he will be hitting us a little bit harder than he would in just if we were to have our armor, we should be able to take him down pretty well. You can see right here, we've already done 75 damage to the boss. We've already done over 100 health, and he still drops pretty fast even if we don't have those armor to speed up our DPS a little bit. One thing that I'm going to pay attention to during this kill is that I'm going to let my HP get a little low so that I'm not focusing on healing like the entire fight. I just don't want to be eating food every couple hits. I'd rather get it low and then just do a giant bulk heal once my health gets low. So at this point, we can see our health is low, and we will get our health all the way back up to 99 and continue on with the rest of the fight. We can see he's already below 400 health, so DPS really isn't an issue. We have our HP absolutely full. He's almost half dead. And we have, I think we've only eaten 4 or 5 of our fish, so we're doing really good on supplies. Like I said, as long as we start the fight with a bunch of supplies, all we really need to do for the boss is play pretty well. We don't even need to play perfectly. We can make mistakes. If we make mistakes, it's not really that big of a deal. All this is just 1 KC where we don't have that armor as that extra little padded buffer to keep us safe. But we can see he's entering his enrage phase. He's in that final 33% of his health bracket. And we just need to clutch out the kill at this point. So our HP is getting a little low again, and now is a good time to get our health completely full again, especially since that 4th phase, things can get a little hectic when we don't have all this room to be walking around. And it'd be good to have full HP at this point, just so that if we do make a mistake, it'll be a little more forgiving. But we can see we have full HP and prayer, and we're actually making a mistake. We didn't swap our prayer in time, and we got slapped a fat 42. So that's another reason why it is good to keep that high HP, keep that high HP in prayer, so if we do make a mistake, it can be forgiven, and it's not the end of the world. And we actually see that the boss is down right now, and that will be the Defense Doesn't Matter combat achievement right there. And we actually had 12 fish left. I didn't point it out at the time, but we had 12 fish left, so we had plenty of supplies to finish that out. And even if we did make a couple more mistakes during the fight, we would have had plenty of supplies to just heal up and get through it. But yeah, I hope this helped. Good luck on your Defense Doesn't Matter achievement, and I will see you boys in the next one. Peace out.